Hey, what's going on, world? Thanks for tuning in to Christopher's Couch. I am Christopher, and today I'm reviewing The Arrow Season 5, Episode 1, Legacy. Let's get straight to it. Man, I am not gonna lie. It actually feels good having the old Arrow back. The old Arrow. I mean the Arrow where he's actually killing people. I mean, man... That's my favorite version of the Arrow. When he stopped killing people, I was like, man, you're kind of boring, but cool. He was still cool. Arrow's a cool character to me, and the cool character to me, and he's always been cool to me. It's just when you're killing people, it's like 10 times better. It's not fun when you're not killing people. But first episode of season 5, and we get him back. He seems a little bit more ruthless, but it's good. All I'm missing is the, you failed this city line before killing somebody. That would actually be amazing for him to say that. So, in this first episode, we have him, like I said, he's going back to killing people. He's killed a few people, and I don't know. I feel like the choreography for this season seems like it's getting a lot better. I mean, the fight scenes in this thing was definitely like, okay, that was cool. That was real cool. But basically, we have Oliver Queen as the mayor, and hey, he seems like he's doing a pretty good job as the mayor, and they're going to be honoring Laura Lance's death as Canary, so they have a statue for her. And pretty much in this season, his old team is pretty much dismantled. Everybody went their separate ways after Laura Lance passed away. Like Speedy, she's his consultant. It looks like she's his consultant, and she doesn't want to put back on the costume. It seems like everybody who was a part of his team really just wants to leave being a vigilante in the past, which I guess is understandable. I mean, you lost somebody who was very dear to you. So in this episode, Oliver Queen is just stuck on, he's like really just stuck on, my team is coming back. While Felicity, oh my God, the beautiful Felicity. What is her name? What is her name? I am so attracted to her. Her name would actually be Emily. Oh my God, Emily. I am not lying. I have a huge crush on her, and I don't know if she's married or have a boyfriend or something, but if she does, then he has failed this city, and he might end up somewhere. I don't know, but man, really attracted to her. But she's trying to get Oliver Queen to realize that his old team is just not coming back, and that they need a new team. And who better to have on your team than the one and only motherfucking Jason, Hockey Mask Jason. I was like, so Oliver Queen, he's taking down this old villain from the last season. To be honest with you, I started watching Arrow what was that, the third season? I started watching Arrow in the third season, which I believe is the season with Deathstroke. That's what caught my attention. So anything before that, I've actually been going back on Netflix and rewatching the first season and the second season to catch up. But I think this guy that he was fighting at the beginning is from a previous season. Anyways, he's fighting him, and then this guy, this is pretty much a teenager, comes out of nowhere. He doesn't come out of nowhere. I guess you could say that he has been kind of following the Arrow, or showing up at places that the Arrow has been showing up and saving people, and pretty much seems like he's trying to be noticed. But the guy is wearing a hockey mask, and you find out that Felicity names him Wild Dog, which seems like a cool name. But the Arrow pretty much tells him to just stop. He doesn't need his help. He doesn't want his help. Just get off the streets. Stop showing up. Blah, blah, blah. And put an arrow in this man's leg. And that was actually the first thing that happened. I was just like, geez. That's when I hinted, like, are we getting the old Arrow back? Are we? Because it seems like it. So, yeah. So throughout the episode, people keep constantly reminding Oliver Queen that, his old team is just not coming back. They need a new team, and Felicity actually has a list of candidates, which are young teenagers who have been, going out and doing their own vigilante thing. But Oliver Queen doesn't want any of them. He doesn't care for them, stuff like that. Then we have a new villain, Tobias Church. Don't know anything about him. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, I know a lot about the DC universe, but really I guess you could say probably the mainstream people are but for someone like the Arrow, I know little about, so really don't know any of his characters or any of his villains, to be honest. So just watching these episodes, I'm learning about this guy too. So back to Tobias Church. Don't know if he's an actual villain for him or come from maybe like Batman's or story or something like that. But he seems cool. He seems pretty tough. He's this big black dude who I guess he loves to use brass knuckles, because he actually ends up beating the shit out of this crooked cop. This crooked cop beats the fuck out of him and pretty much tells him he's about to be running the show. So in this first season, Tobias Church, his whole bravado is to take down the biggest dog in the yard, and that biggest dog happened to be the Arrow. So that's what he wants to do. At the same time, in this episode, I think this season is gonna be revolved around there being crooked cops, in their police system and stuff like that. Crooked cops, cops that are working with the bad guys and stuff like that. So I think that's gonna be another thing, because Arrow, he doesn't know who to trust. You find out that Quentin Lance comes back into town. He broke up with Felicity's mom. Idiot, such an idiot. She was like really attractive. I mean, I think Felicity looks 10 times better than her, but for her age, she is still attractive. But you find out that they're not together due to him drinking. And when Oliver shows up to talk to him, you find out he's been back for a couple of weeks. And pretty much they broke up because he's back to, being the alcoholic. And he says, I didn't used to drink. I stopped drinking because I had motivation not to drink. But he was basically saying, since I lost my daughter, there's nothing motivating me not to drink, so I'm gonna drink. And hey, drink if you want to, man. I need a beer right now too. Calling my maid, which happens to also be my grandmother. Anyways, so yeah, pretty much that's what's going on at the moment. So throughout the episode, actually Oliver Queen, like I said, who's mayor, he's not really showing up to do his mayor duties, like showing up to meetings and stuff, because he's too busy out running as the Arrow pretty much by himself and stuff like that. Let's see. Also, we have it to where Tobias actually attacks Mayor Oliver Queen when they're doing a memorial for the Canary, revealing her statue and stuff like that. And he kidnapped them. He kidnapped Oliver Queen. He kidnapped a few people, and then he takes them to a warehouse where they set up explosives and have like a team of people who's just ready to kill and everything. And they end up taking Oliver Queen to the back to kind of beat him up. And I actually like that, because Oliver Queen was being a smartass, and Tobias Church tells one of his henchmen to take Oliver Queen to the back and just beat the fuck out of him, teach him some manners and shit. So the guy is like in the back beating up Oliver Queen, and he hits him a few times, and Oliver Queen is like, he says, you hit me one more time and I'm gonna kill you. And I was just like sitting there like, you better not hit him. You better not hit him. Man, when I say that guy was like, the henchman, he looked at Oliver Queen, he's like, did you forget that your hands are tied behind your back? And so then this is Oliver Queen, he's like, I was like, come on, bro. But at the same time, nobody knows. Like, the whole time Tobias is looking for the Arrow, he doesn't know that the Arrow is like right there, is Oliver Queen. So he shows his Oliver Queen shows his hands to the guy, and the guy's like, "What the fuck?" He doesn't say what the fuck, but he's looking like, "What the fuck?" And then, like I said, another great choreography scene. Like Oliver Queen just picks up that chair. They do a bunch of like this, and all that type of stuff, and he just beats the mess out that guy. And then he has some type of like he's about to snap his neck, and that's when the guy's like, "Please don't." And when he said that, I was like, man, Oliver Queen's not gonna kill him. That's just not what he does anymore. Nope. Damn, that boy just snapped his neck. I was like, he's back. And then Speedy comes in her costume, which was a big deal because, like I already said, she doesn't want to put on that suit at all. Like I said, everyone wants to forget about that life. Everyone wants to live a straight and narrow life, other than Oliver Queen and Felicity. Everyone else is like, I don't care about that. I just want to be normal. So she comes out of nowhere. She comes to save him, and she sees that he kills him. So they have a pretty big argument. And pretty much Oliver, I guess we're gonna get some more neck snaps and some more arrows to the heart and shit, because he tells Speedy that, he pretty much says he's gonna start killing again, because he feels like he had so many chances to kill Damien Dark in season 4 before they even got to the prison, but since he was trying to take the high road and be the bigger man, he decided not to kill him, and that led to Laura Lance's death. So he's like, I'm not doing it anymore. If they're bad, I'm killing them. I don't give a fuck. That man has no more fucks to give. Hey, the arrow. If y'all aren't watching it, y'all need to be watching it. So, Speedy pretty much says, see, that's why I don't want to be a part of this shit. I don't want to kill anybody. So, whatever. After this, I'm hanging up the cape, everything for good. She doesn't wear a cape, but, it's the same. And so they pretty much escape with the plan to come back and rescue the other people that were captured. But, he needs a team. So, Quentin Lance, he has a team of officers that he trusts, that he personally trained, and they go and they pretty much coordinate with the Arrow to take down Tobias Church. And I thought that was cool. One, Tobias Church was so eager to just go up one-on-one with the Arrow. And I was like, oh shit, all right. Arrow and Tobias is about, because Tobias looked like he's a big dude, so he looked like he could probably whoop somebody ass. And so they finally get to each other, and once again, it's some good choreography. But the Arrow is just tearing that dude up. He was fucking Tobias Church up. Tobias fucking ran. They end up finding out that the whole building is about to explode. So everyone gets out. And then Oliver Queen, he's like the last one. He jumps out the window. It explodes. He does one of these. Hear them sound effects? Do you? Man, fucking latches on to the helicopter that Tobias was like escaping in, and then it's a freaking fight scene in the helicopter. I was like, damn. But he ends up kicking Arrow out of the helicopter, and then all you get is one of these. Them sound effects, come on. Hey, but this time it's a parachute, so he's all safe and everything. And Tobias gets away, but the Arrow still saves the day. And so, yeah, he saves the day. Tobias gets away. Everyone lives, minus the people that the Arrow killed. And so, pretty much nearly towards the end, Arrow finally decides, okay, I need to put a team together. He talks to Diggle, who looks like he's away in the army or something, and asks him, is that the right thing to do? You actually find out that in the last season, before Laura Lance died and was telling the Arrow that she wants to tell him something, she was actually telling him, hey, I don't want to be the last Black Canary. So when I die, pretty much when I die, I want you to replace me, so it feels like I'm always out there with you. Okay? So now he's reconsidering, and seems like he's going to get his, team of young students. And I don't know, I think I'm actually gonna like that. Not only will it bring us new characters, but it will also just add different personalities into this episode, and it just gives you a chance to just get a variety personalities. Man, my brain is like off right now. I'm still thinking about the episode. Different variety of personalities and different people that you can just latch on to, and actually, you can actually build a new connection with them and stuff like that. So I'm really gonna like that about this. And I know that black guy, I can't think of his name, the one that's really smart, that's Felicity's friend, he's actually gonna be a member of his training, of the Arrow's training squad too. So I wonder what his character is gonna be. But yeah, so he's gonna be training people. And Tobias, like I said, he got away. He looks like he's taking over different organizations and stuff like that. Other than that, let's see, is there anything else I missed? The ending, oh my god, man. So one of the officers that was helping the Arrow rescue those people, he's like talking to his wife. He's like, I'm gonna be home real soon. He's just leaving the police station, headed to his car, and next thing you know, there's like this shadow, and it's some Arrow person dressed in like all black, and the cop is like, what do you want? And then that guy just like, he shoots an arrow at him and hits him like right here. He just takes out his gun and start bang 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 bang. That dude is like dodging, running on the wall and stuff, throws like a shuriken, throws a shuriken like he was motherfucking Sasuke, throws a shuriken at and hit the gun out the officer's hand. And then the officer tries to run. I think he hits him with another arrow, and then the officer's down, and then he like turns around and look at him. He's like, Arrow? And then the guy's all like, I'm not the Arrow, with his katana that he pulled out, or some little small ass dagger, looked like the sword that Sasuke was using when he joined the motherfucking Akatsuki and shit, and just went and just stabbed him. I was like, damn, who the fuck is this dude? Who is this guy? Shit, man, hey, I'm gonna give this episode 2 thumbs up. Definitely gonna invest in this season. It seems like a lot of shit is gonna be better, and better is always good, right? As a matter of fact, I reviewed The Flash. If you haven't seen it, go ahead, go to my channel, look at it. This is only my second video that I've posted, but I would say that the Flash episodes were better than the Arrow, but for yesterday's, for the first episode of the Flash, I really think that the Arrow, this first episode, blows the first episode of this season of Flash out the water. That's my personal opinion. If you disagree, you can comment down below and argue with me. I will find you and I will do nothing. I won't find you. But hey, thanks for watching my review of the Arrow season 5 episode 1. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe. If you have anything to say, comment down below, and until we meet again, deuces.